What's up, guys? It's Kichter. I'm back with my beautiful wife, Stitch, to talk about Nan-chan Volume 2.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk about this volume. I tell you what, the yaoi that this volume gives us is some good shit. I don't know the last time I've had some really quality, crazy yaoi.
I feel like that's pretty good because the first one was a lot of suffering and despair and...
Oh, don't get me wrong, the suffering and despair is still happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this time, I think it's gonna happen to our main characters, but we haven't quite gotten there yet in this volume. So for now, it's just really, really juicy. When last we met, our protagonists were trapped in an illusionary realm because the magical bell wants them to uncover the truth about what happened to Zhuo Qingzhou. By inhabiting the victim's body in this dream world, Sangji discovers that Zhuo Qingzhou was killed by his teacher, Liu Chengde, of the Chief Surveillance Bureau. He was wrongfully accused of bribing an official to reveal the examination topic for the imperial exams. After the exams, he supposedly had his fox spirit boyfriend, Qian Yu, kill the official because he had been given a fake. Zhuo Qingzhou is imprisoned and tortured because he won't confess, because he is innocent, but that isn't usually how torture works. Qian Yu has also been imprisoned and treated even less humanely. But to remind you, our protagonists only learn this by experiencing it in their own bodies. So when Sangji sees that Jinglin has been imprisoned and whipped into unconsciousness, he's furious and desperate to save him. The pain of witnessing Jinglin in pain is excruciating, and Sangji is hit with deep empathy for the injustice that Zhuo Qingzhou suffered. He understands as well why Zhuo Qingzhou would ultimately plead guilty for a crime he didn't commit. Thus, Zhuo Qingzhou dies, but Qian Yu cannot bear to live without him. Once he finishes seeking revenge, he intends to join him in death. Our protagonists have very different takes on this tragic romance. Jinglin believes it would be better for Qian Yu to forget his lover rather than suffer remembering the past, but Sangji believes what Qian Yu believes, that to lose one's lover by forgetting them is no different from killing them. It's impossible to want that. Moreover, he's insistent that no one has the right to choose for someone else whether that love is worth the pain. So somehow I think all of those thoughts are going to come back later in a more personal way.
Yes. He went that away. What is this picture?
I put this in personally because I thought you would find it funny.
I did.
Okay, but it is relevant. Sangji finally breaks free from the bell's illusion, and the two of them learn from the fox woman Hua Xiang that Qian Yu is still in the capital, trapped because the demarcation bureau has closed off the city in search of him. It's all very suspicious, but it seems that someone in heaven wants this humble fox spirit dead for some reason, just as they wanted Zhuo Qingzhou dead. In that case, a deity must be connected to the human trafficking ring in the mortal realm. Sangji finds a way to track down Qian Yu through the good sniffer of a dog spirit.
Ah, nice.
Honestly, I wish he played a larger role, but...
Danmei Bloodhound.
Yeah, literally. But in exchange for this new information, Sangji wants Jinglin to promise that he won't make Qian Yu forget Zhuo Qingzhou. Jinglin calls him out on what he really wants, for Jinglin to never forget him. Sangji's insistence on this promise and on not being lied to feels strangely familiar. No matter how cold and evasive he acts, Sangji is down bad. He says, "If you just smile at me, then you won't need to make any promises. I'll come to claim for myself what you owe me."
Aww.
That's how down bad he is. One smile from Jinglin, hard to come by to be fair, and he would not ever be able to get rid of Sangji for the rest of his life. But that's pretty big talk from a guy who doesn't know what sex entails.
Right. You want to go upstairs? Sure, he got protection. Why? What's up there?
So the two of them inevitably track down Qian Yu to a brothel, where he's trying to find Liu Chengde to take his revenge. Sangji has no problem bantering with the boldly flirtatious male courtesans they encounter, but is totally bluffing because he has very little idea what they're talking about. He came to the right place to find out, though. Some handy-dandy scrolls of old-timey pornography put him on the right track. Sangji consults Jinglin about his findings and quizzes him on whether he wants to see him naked.
Nice.
But he doesn't get to find out because they are on the clock. Liu Qingdu is apparently some kind of recruiter for beautiful men and women. Never a good thing. He's getting ready to meet a prospective piece of merchandise when Sangji bursts in and alerts the spirits guarding him. Again, it's strange enough that deities are connected with this man, but spirits too? As Sangji is actively leveling the brothel to the ground, Jinglin finds Qian Yu, who is preparing to meet with him, and tries to convince him not to risk his life going after a mere pawn when the mastermind has yet to be found. But Qian Yu is determined to take his revenge quickly, and thus Jinglin is forced to knock him out and take his place as a beautiful woman.
Oh.
While Sangji is fighting off a giant horde of unleashed spirits, Jinglin allows himself to be taken by Liu Qingdu, along with the unconscious Qian Yu.
Scenes I wish I could remove from my memory. An emptying wolf? What the hell is this image?
Sometimes you're looking for an image that is so specific that it doesn't exist, thankfully.
Even without the emperor hat on here, though, this is quite
I know.
an image.
I didn't really want to push myself to keep searching. Surprisingly, his sedan takes them all the way to the imperial palace, all the way to the emperor himself. It seems that the corruption of the middle realm goes all the way to the very top. The emperor is a very old man, decrepit and afraid of death, and when we see him, he's acting not as the ruler of a nation, but as a subservient dog to a mysterious supernatural figure in the shadows. And the dog part is pretty literal. He's literally on all fours and barking.
Oh my god.
Like,
Okay.
it's gross. It's weird. So, in exchange for prolonging his life and exterminating his enemies, the emperor has used his authority to supply countless human offerings to this mysterious mastermind. Not a deity, but rather a demon.
Oh.
Yeah. The fate that awaits the sacrifices involves being skinned alive and eaten. But of course, Jinglan isn't going to lay on the sacrificial altar and just let it happen. He confronts the demon, who reveals himself wearing Jinglan's own face.
Ooh.
He tries to get under his skin, mimicking him perfectly as he mocks Jinglan's overconfident righteousness as a so-called hero, his arrogance, the way he ultimately slaughtered his own kin in cold blood. How dare he live on? What gives him the right to remain? He seems to know quite a bit about Jinglan's past, and he does because he's actually Jinglan's younger brother Taoji.
Ooh, this whole time. Wondering where he is. Okay.
He harbors a deep personal grudge because Jinglan killed him during the war against the demons. His overwhelming hatred for Jinglan fueled him to endure the sea of blood and come out born anew. He's been feeding his newly made form thousands of mortals through his human trafficking scheme. Jinglan is tormented by many parts of his past, but he doesn't hesitate to fight the demon with killing intent a second time, even going so far as to summon his legendary spiritual sword Weeping Spring. However, he simply doesn't have the strength that he wielded as Lord Linsong. Songji arrives to claim his man and attacks with his all-muscle, no-brains approach.
Nice.
Jinglan has to yank and pull and even tickle him into dodging the demon's blows as he attacks without thought. It's so comical. It's like, this should be turned into a show, you know? But when a slashing attack reveals dark scales beneath Songji's skin, the demon recognizes him and instantly retreats in fear, making his escape.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Literally. Jinglan is still trying to puzzle out the meaning behind Taoji's reaction when Songji throws him over his shoulder and distracts him with a close-up view of his muscled back.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know when his shirt came off, but we can presume in the chaos.
Every time I say the brush, I am involuntarily picturing him as a literal calligraphy brush with eyes. Clippy vibes.
The two of them fish Chen Yu out of the rubble and finally get to hear his side of the story. You see, it was Chu Lan that first met Liu Qingde and introduced him to Zhou Qingzhou as a trustworthy ally in their investigation of the human trafficking ring and corruption in the imperial court. The brush. Eventually, Liu Chengdu convinced them to not communicate directly but through him as a middleman. Then he gave Chu Lan a brush, the spirit that ultimately switched the fates of Chu Lan and Zhou Qingzhou. Qian Yu is going to get himself killed, pursuing revenge, so Jinglan tricks him by claiming that Zhou Qingzhou said before he died that his soul would wait for him at the Legion crossing in the Netherworld. Then the two of them go to confront the brush Lei Yan and the scholar Chu Lan about their lies. Everyone involved in this case seems to have had a hand in Zhou Qingzhou's death. Everyone but Chu Lan. But in reality, Chu Lan knew all along that Zhou Qingzhou would die in his place if their fates were switched. Jinglan presses him on who revealed his fate to him. One of Jinglan's brothers, Dongjun, apparently appeared before Chu Lan to tell him his fate and advise him to befriend Liu Qingde and the brush. But it's likely that the true culprit was only imitating Dongjun's form. So they decide to use the brush and the scholar as bait, waiting around for the true mastermind to make a move on them. A few days later, an intruder tries to steal away the brush in the night, casting a spell that binds Songji and Jinglan tightly together. With their faces all but pressed together, Songji is overcome with the impulse to kiss Jinglan, and that he does, devouring him quite thoroughly before getting around to dealing with the intruder.
Oh, hang 10.
Thankfully, it's just the bird spirit, Ai. What is he doing here? He's stealing the brush in an ill-thought plan to save his sister. Fuji has suddenly been accused of misconduct by Sage Yining and impeached by Lord Chengtian. Ai is then bullied into helping track down the demon, who is still hiding somewhere in the palace. Jinglan takes on the appearance of Chu Lan to infiltrate the palace with the bird and the carp in his sleeve. This allows him to arrange a private meeting with Lin Chengde and behead him. Rather than wasting his time interrogating him, it's far more efficient to take his place to infiltrate further into the palace and find the demon. So, yeah. we quickly get rid of him.
Being a dragon, being a fish.
So, as it turns out, the demon is now masquerading as the Emperor himself after eating him and taking on his form. Our protagonists aren't afraid to destroy the entire palace to take Taoji down now, but he and Sangji seem locked in a stalemate. Taoji tries to get under his skin by telling him that Jinglin is manipulating him, showing him a scene connected to Jinglin's past. Jinglin is brought before his supreme father to be punished for killing his brother Taoji, or rather, not so much for killing him, but for usurping his father's authority by following his own judgment and killing him. Jinglin killed Taoji because he was a rapist and a tyrant who terrorized the mortal realm, and so he insists that killing him was the right thing to do. Seems fair. But others in the Court of Immortality don't care what Taoji was like. They're more threatened by the fact that Jinglin would kill one of them.
Right.
They accuse Jinglin of colluding with the Dragon Emperor. Taoji claims that Jinglin was covering for the Dragon Emperor by pinning his tyranny on him, tricking the dragon into trusting him so that he could betray him, joining forces with Li Rong to kill him. Sangji is like, okay, but what does that have to do with me? Taoji is like, don't you get it? You're the dragon! And he's like, no, I don't want to be a dragon. I want to be a fish. But jokes aside, he might be dumb, but he's not stupid. He has no reason to trust Taoji over Jinglin. In fact, Jinglin is the only person in the world he trusts, and he's prepared to walk the talk on that one.
Nice. A good response to getting stabbed with a sword. Rude. That's fair. Not again. Are you gonna want this back or can I keep it?
Guess which one Sangji is going to have.
He's gonna keep it.
Then they hear the ringing of that elusive bell, and spiritual energy suddenly surges through Jinglin, bringing forth his sword, Weeping Spring. He ruthlessly stabs through Sangji's back to deliver a killing blow to Taoji. In regards to being stabbed, Sangji only whines and coaxes to be carried.
Aww.
To be completely honest, I'm not sure if I understand correctly, but there's a couple of lines about how demonic energy can corrupt the spiritual expanse located in the abdomen. So Jinglin possibly stabbed him to exorcise that evil, kind of a two birds of one stone situation.
Right.
I don't think it makes sense otherwise, so that's what I'm guessing. Because he does seem very apologetic about it. In the next scene, he's straddling Sangji on the bed, very painstakingly removing the demonic energy left inside the open womb.
Oh.
Yeah, so kind of continues with that.
I see.
Theory. Furthermore, he tells Sangji that because he stabbed him, he's allowed to strike back. Sangji flips him over on the bed and grabs his hand, pulling it down to an unspecified location lower than his stomach. His penis! Then he kisses him feverishly.
Oh my god.
You can imagine what happens next. And you're going to have to, because we time skip to after Jinglin has presumably given Sangji a helping hand.
Oh my god. How do you even know how to do that?
Well, that's the thing. Well, are you asking how Jinglin knows how to do that? Okay, well, good question. I guess, yeah. Yeah! Okay, well, but put a pin in that, because Jinglin has biblical knowledge, or the Chinese equivalent of biblical knowledge, and Sangji doesn't. But now that Sangji has discovered sexual gratification, he wants to have that every day, and pesters Jinglin asking if they can, nibbling him all over.
Oh my god.
With this missing piece of information finally in place, he no longer wants to take a bite out of him and draw blood, but rather mark Jinglin and make him moan.
Ooh, okay. That's better.
Jinglin doesn't know how to respond to Sangji's relentless curiosity about this vast new world he's discovered, or this new angle of his possessiveness.
Okay, but he's not, like, disgusted by it.
No, he's just kind of, like, at a loss of what to do.
But still vibing.
Yeah, he's kind of vibing with it, honestly. And you're like, okay, why would... I don't know. Like, you're kind of expecting a little more resistance, but I do believe this... Everything makes more sense moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In fact, I feel like altogether, I'm already at the point where I'm like, I'm so excited to reread Nanchan. Like, after the final volume comes out, just reread it beginning to end, because there's a lot of things that, like, I don't know, a lot of deep foreshadowing. You want to be like, oh my god, I understand now why it's this way. Anyways.
Of course I'm going to hell. I'm just here to pick you up. Nice. Nice.
So, this case with the brush and the emperor and the demon and all of those things combined illness, old age, and the inability to let go. But everything the bell has led them to also seems connected to Jinglin's past. Moreover, something shocking has gradually occurred ever since Jinglin left the mountain. The damage to his spiritual core has healed almost completely, although his spiritual energy is still almost completely absent. His energy and Sangji's energy are so compatible that it can enter each other's bodies as easily as if it were their own.
Oh.
This should be impossible between a spirit and a former deity under normal circumstances. But thankfully, we will find out quite soon why our protagonists are so connected. And so I believe that's kind of partially why Jinglin is healing.
Got it.
Although it may not be completely why. I'm so confused about so many things.
It's gonna be a soulmate connection thing, isn't it?
Well, we will find out what the connection is, and it might be more literal than you think.
Oh my god, are they the same person? Were they split from the same atom?
Not quite that literal. You know what? I'm just gonna let you find out.
All right.
Okay. It's good though. It's probably the best thing you could hope for.
Lovers in a past life?
I'll let you hold on to that thought. Okay. Because first, we have to go to the underworld. Because while our protagonists have killed the demon, they still haven't rooted out the true mastermind behind this case. For that, they need to go find Chanyu in the underworld. Apparently, it's quite easy to reach because we don't see them traveling at all, they simply arrive in the next scene. But while entering the underworld may be easy, finding Chanyu may not be as straightforward as they hoped. You see, the king of the underworld saw him and fell in love at first sight, trapping him in his palace.
Oh.
The good news is, though, he's invited everyone in the underworld, dead souls and netherworld guards alike, to partake in a wedding eve feast, allowing our protagonists a chance to rescue Chanyu.
This is hilarious. This kind of happens to Chu Wanning, too.
Right? I know, I kept thinking about him. When the king is drunk, Sanji surprise attacks him, but he's quickly taken aback by the strength of the king of hell. And his efforts are almost for naught, because Chanyu succumbs to despair and tries to drown himself in the river of forgetfulness. Which is just kind of a funny name.
Yeah.
But, you have to forget your memories of your life before reincarnating.
Right.
Although Sangji pulls him back, he falls into the river himself instead. But as he sinks to the bottom, Jinglin's name repeating in his mind, Jinglin himself dives into the river after him. He interlaces their fingers and presses their lips together to give Sangji the breath from his lungs.
Ah, classic.
Vaguely, dimly, as they sink together into the darkness, Sangji's thoughts grow fuzzy, and even Jinglin's name slips from his mind. All he hears is the ringing of a bell.
Okay. Fun fact, it is dropped in a single sentence that Jinling of the past has a horse that can cross water and even fly. Hell yeah.
To be fair, he does use the horse to travel, so it's not completely random, but I feel like we don't give that information nearly enough attention.
Yeah.
But to move on to the actual important things, what we see next is a scene from Sangji's past. In other words, the Dragon Emperor's past. And for the rest of the volume, we will remain in this window to the past, finally learning about the secret history between our two protagonists. So let's get into it. This whole latter half of this volume, oh my gosh, it was like pure crack to me.
Okay.
I'm so excited. In the past, spirits and mortals intermingle in the middle realm, and Lord Jutian's sect of immortality is merely one of many cultivation sects in the realm, although it is the most powerful. This is already very different from what we've experienced in the future, a world in which mortals and spirits are kept strictly apart by the power and authority of the Court of Immortality, a heavenly realm created by Jinglin's father from which he rules over the Middle Realm. Right now, Lord Jutian is forming an alliance to battle the Sea of Blood, but secretly he intends to use this alliance as a way to seize power and control for himself. For this alliance, he holds an open competition to choose who will lead the army into battle. His son, Jinglin, boldly enters the arena and states that he will be the last one standing. Jinglin already has a reputation as a righteous, undefeated warrior, but Sangji is not impressed by his naive arrogance. He's just watching from the stands as one of the guys kind of summoned here, kind of interested in this alliance, but he's very, very suspicious of Jinglin's father. Nevertheless, Jinglin leaves the arena the victor he promised to be, although it alienates him from his other brothers and incites resentment from other sects. And this is kind of a good starting premise to understanding who he was in the past. He's very socially oblivious, is a little bit, I don't know, like who to compare him to exactly, but, just so stuck in his own idea of like what the right thing to do is, that he's going to create his own trouble.
Yeah. Might I interest you in this fine delicacy, madame? Fuck or die tropes.
Oh yeah. This is some good shit right here, okay? But you also you need just trust me on this.
I gotcha. I'm here.
Okay, so Jinglin's arrogant naivety gets him into trouble when he lets his guard down around some past opponents who claim they want to make amends by sharing a drink. But the Dragon Emperor can't seem to take his eyes off this infuriating young man. When Jinglin is subsequently poisoned with an aphrodisiac, he appears instantaneously to help him as Jinglin succumbs to feverish delirium. He helps him back to Sangji's own quarters, helps him into the bath, and helps him relieve some of that heat.
Oh?
And by that I mean they actually go all the way.
Oh my god. Okay.
And I was actually rather shocked when I read this, but it makes a lot more sense after we learned that this wasn't just your run-of-the-mill aphrodisiac intended to simply humiliate Jinglin. His brother, Tao Ji, arranged for him to be given a poison that would corrupt his spiritual energy and destroy his sense of reason completely.
Gotcha.
Not only that, but like permanent effects from this.
Yeah.
And not only that, but if he didn't sleep with someone, he would die. And if he slept with a mere mortal, the other person would be the one to die. This is a very
So they had to do it.
Literally, this is a very extreme situation that he had no idea about. But this is something that Sangji knew instantaneously.
Yeah.
And so, while Sangji may have stepped in on a whim, their coupling was not driven out of self-serving lust, but was primarily a necessary medical intervention.
Got it.
Not saying he didn't get super turned on by Jinglin, not saying he didn't enjoy himself way more than he needed to, and not saying it didn't give him a lasting fixation, but it was way more justified than it first appeared.
It was medicinal.
Isn't that so funny?
Yes.
Because again, when I was just a regular aphrodisiac, I'm like, okay, that's too much. Not enough justifiable cause.
Yeah, very specific.
But then it's like, once it's fuck or die, you can get away with a lot more.
That's right.
Yes. Even so, Sangji does feel complicit and guilty for enjoying himself at Jinglin's expense. This is something he can never admit to doing to him.
Right.
But for better or for worse, Jinglin wakes up back at home with no memory of that at all, or even how he got back after drinking. So,
But
no
now-
harm, no foul.
Gelga is obsessed.
Oh, yeah. Although Jinglin seems detached from worldly affairs, the blissful ignorance that comes from his apathy and youth and strength is actually a double-edged sword. He doesn't know how to deal with people and is even somewhat gullible with them. For example, some time passes and Sangji reappears just in time to intervene when a woman tries to frame and extort Jinglin for money. He still doesn't remember what they did together, but he does vaguely recognize Sangji as the man who came to his rescue before. Jinglin does not suspect in the least that his mysterious savior has arranged this entire situation with the woman so that Jinglin ends up repaying him by sharing his room at the inn.
Oh my goodness.
Again, Sangji is a very morally ambivalent, I would say no morality, chaotic, neutral person. He even coaxes Jinglin into calling him Gaga at this time. Definitely getting some sick jollies out of that. And it's truly something to see the stark difference between Jinglin in the past and as we know him now. Their dynamic is completely reversed, which is so juicy. Sangji keeps up this kind elder brother act in this average-looking human disguise that he has going on, and ends up traveling with Jinglin to vanquish evil and provide medicine to victims of demon attacks. So they end up traveling together for quite a long time. During this time, Sangji slyly asks him about the Dragon Emperor, discovering that Jinglin doesn't see the Dragon Emperor as a despicable menace for not joining the alliance, but rather believes that the Dragon Emperor is their greatest hope in destroying the Sea of Blood. And Jinglin is even tracking the Dragon Emperor's movements and has this theory that the dragon intends to redirect the Sea of Blood and consume it all at once. Basically, the Dragon Emperor is like the hungry, hungry caterpillar of spirits, to my understanding. So this is something he can do. Jinglin's sect seems more concerned that the dragon's power could threaten their own, prioritizing their own gain over the good of the people. But Jinglin would sooner stand by the dragon than his own father if it meant truly ending the Sea of Blood. When they arrive at the front lines together at the Sea of Blood itself, Sangji witnesses Jinglin in action up close as he cuts apart a massive, incredibly powerful demon like it's nothing.
Nice.
It's like, if he wasn't already in love then, that's gotta do something.
Sanji, I'm in love with you. Jinling investigating the front lines of a war against demons. Huh?
So they've arrived at the city of Huaishu, finding its population suffering and stranded from outside help as the sea encroaches closer and closer. When Jinglin wants to evacuate the city, Sangji helps him come up with a plan to do so perfectly. They make a great team together, and the two of them discover something unusual when they count the casualties in the city. While the adults have clearly been mauled by demons, the children have been sucked dry of their blood. Even demons don't feed on blood, so how did this occur? While he has successfully kept his identity a secret from Jinglin all this time, Jinglin has not been so successful at keeping his own secrets. Many readers most likely realized it early on, but we finally see outright that Stony is indeed Jinglin's doublet, or doppelganger, however you want to call it.
But Stony's been so cute with Sanji the whole time.
Isn't that so great? Stony is not a sentient creature of his own, but just an extension of Jinglin's consciousness.
Aww.
Which makes it even cuter that our current Sangji and Stony are such good friends.
That's so cute.
It's also hilarious because every time Sangji has been like talking shit behind Jinglin's back, he's been there the whole time. At any rate, Sangji and Jinglin of the past are now traveling to the southern front, where a great spirit Shuran is sealed beneath the city Xuanyang. If it isn't killed before the city falls to the Sea of Blood, its seal will break and bring greater disaster. At this point, Sangji has already fallen in love with Jinglin. He's learned about his past and his upbringing. He's seen him in battle and at rest, how icy cold he is on the outside and how warm he is on the inside, the way his pinky curls when he lies.
Aww.
All of these little details. Jinglin, the supposedly heartless, arrogant sword, is actually pure and innocent and trying his best to do good, no matter who it puts him at odds with. He's made strong overtures of affection to Jinglin under this guise of true brotherhood, but Jinglin has never experienced this kind of closeness with anyone else before. So it's not like he's for or against it, but just truly experiencing a range of emotions for the first time. He's very overloaded right now. But oh my gosh, as you're reading this, you're just like, oh my god, he's like completely lying to Jinglin, taking advantage of him, but he also probably has Jinglin's back, like in a way that no one else does, and so you kind of want to trust him, but you also don't feel like you can't trust him, and you're like, what's gonna happen? And so it just keeps you like just on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Do not disturb.
So shortly after they arrive at the city, Shuran does indeed break through his seal and begin to wreak havoc, and Jinglin begins to fight him. But he experiences a sudden breakthrough in his cultivation. Leveling up is a good thing, but it temporarily leaves him defenseless. As he's about to be swallowed whole by Shuran, who should appear but the Dragon Emperor himself, who takes down Shuran in a single blow. However, Jinglin can't see any of his surroundings and misses this. His senses are sealed and he's frozen in a meditative state from which he mustn't be disturbed. Shuran begs for his life, so Sangji sends him on an errand to protect the city from the Sea of Blood, while he picks up Jinglin and takes him to a private residence to rest. Ordinarily, it would be impossible to come near Jinglin in this state. Weeping Spring would attack anyone approaching him. But since Sangji and him slept together, their energies infused together and now remain so compatible that their bodies treat each other as one and the same. You remember from earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, like, even in, like, the future, that still holds true. It's because they fucked.
Oh my goodness.
I know!
That's crazy.
So romantic. So, transcendence to a new stage of cultivation is like a trial. It can be difficult or easy depending on one's strength and focus. But Jinglin is struggling for the first time ever because he was in such an urgent situation before entering this state. So while he is dealing with that, a ginormous demon comes out of the Sea of Blood, far too much for Shuran to handle on his own. So Sangji cleaves it in half with his dragon form instead, eating half of the demon and chasing the escaping half hundreds of miles away, only to end up surrounded by a whole army of demons. He sucks them up Kirby style, but it does leave him with some indigestion.
Nice.
The Dragon Emperor is just so powerful. It's so awesome.
He may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy.
Jinglin, meanwhile, wakes up having entered this new stage of enlightenment and cultivation and rushes off to find his missing Gaga. He can track his energy all the way to the decimated war zone behind the Sea of Blood, in a deserted town surrounded by a thick, evil miasma. I guess the sea part of the Sea of Blood might not be like a wet sea all the time. It could also be an evil fog. Maybe it's been a fog the whole time and I just didn't realize. And now I'm kind of thinking, like, is like the Sea of Blood kind of a literary trope? Because I feel like there was also one in Yuwu, but that was kind of literally a ocean blood. And I feel like
is it a Markiplier Sea of Blood?
Yeah,
or...
I don't know. I feel like I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find anything definitive. Like is this like a thing? And
yeah,
like Shensha.
well, it's currently a miasma at least.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if it's like a word in Chinese that's translated in different ways too. I don't know, but I was so curious, but I don't have the information. So if anyone does know, please let me know, because I am so curious. Anyways, Sangji is still hiding his identity and spins a story about how he survived and ended up all the way here. But at this point, Jingle knows something is not adding up. He knows that Sangji must be stronger than how he appears, but he also understands that Sangji must have his reasons to keep certain things a secret, as he trusts that he's a good person. And upon hearing that response, Sangji tries to warn him that he's actually an animal driven by impulse, and seriously tries to tell him that he's bound to take advantage of him someday. But Jinglin has no reason to take his warning seriously. So, to absolve Sangji of like 10% of guilt, Jinglin was warned. What he does take seriously is when Sangji tells him to beware of the elixir pills created by his father. And these are like cultivation pills that he and his brothers are all accustomed to taking. I actually don't know if Jinglin is taking them or not, but his father is basically Munson by proxy all of his siblings.
Yeah.
Anyways, what he does take seriously is when Sangji tells them to beware of the elixir pills created by his father, that they can actually lead to death. Although he tries to soften the blow a bit by saying, hey, just investigate the pills, maybe someone tampered with them, obviously your dad wouldn't harm you, or would he? The two of them also come up with their new theory about the Sea of Blood, noting that its movements have the appearance of an intelligent creature. Rather than being just an evil non-entity, it may actually be a person at its core, hiding among Jinglin's sect. At the same time, the sea itself is simultaneously this person's body, which consumes the bodies of the dead to grow stronger. So there's something really freaking supernatural at work here.
Yeah, it really is a Markiplier Sea of Blood.
And then it's like, is Jinglin's dad like this mysterious person? Like, I don't know yet, but I mean, Jinglin's dad is looking pretty suspicious.
Wait, let them cook. Some classic yaoi.
Listen, we've already established with the fuck or die incident that things are a little crazy. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna keep being a little bit crazy, but the sauce is there. Okay. It's great, okay? So it's gonna be a little bit, hold my hand, trust the process. I cannot stress enough how intoxicated Sanji is by Jinglin's existence. First of all, he thinks he is so adorable. He thinks he is so adorably little. Jinglin could fit in the hand of his dragon form.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Which, thankfully, we do not get to see in this volume, but I know some people are really into that sort of thing. And Sangji is one of those people. So I put that in there as a little bit of a sus detail, but he literally waxes poetic aloud about how beautiful Jinglin's eyes are, and there's all this language about how even though Sangji is the hunter, he's actually the one who's been ensnared. He's the one who's helpless in front of Jinglin, which
that's beautiful.
I eat that shit up.
I know, it's so good. Like the strong, powerful one that's just so down bad it makes him weak.
Every single time. I will never get tired of that. He sees how cool Jinglin is on the outside, how much of himself is hidden away. In Stony, for example, he sees how cold Jinglin is on the outside and how much of himself is hidden away, such as in Stony, for example. And, oh gosh, it's so hard to convey without, reading the text directly, but Jinglin thinks of himself as a frightening sight, an unlikable person incapable of comforting others. He's been told by everyone around him that he has no heart, that his true form is that of a heartless sword. And this is kind of goes back to spirit, cultivation spirits, how your soul can take the shape of something and that's kind of what you are. And the shape of Jinglin's soul is literally that of a sword. So it's like, this is your fate, this is your destiny, this is who you are at the core of your being. Wow. You're a heartless instrument of justice.
Damn.
And his father has commanded him to pursue a path of cultivation without emotions or desire. So he forced himself to become emotionless, heartless, so that he could vanquish evil, because he just wants to do the right thing. He's been mistreated by his family, but has been taught that suffering was the way to strengthen and temper himself. And so he doesn't even hold it against his brothers or his father that he's been treated so harshly. But then we see him through Sangji's eyes, and we fall in love with him. And so Sangji kisses him. And he doesn't make excuses when Jinglin pushes away, shocked, speechless, and dazed. In an almost self-destructive way, Sangji bluntly says that this is what he meant before when he warned him about being a depraved animal. Maybe it's because he's repressed so much of his true personality for so long, but he kind of alternates between saying shocking, aggressively flirtatious things and taking them back. Jinglin thinks that Sangji might be under the effect of an evil miasma.
Oh my god.
What other explanation is there? But then Sangji kisses him again and reiterates that he did warn Jinglin that he would trick him. Sangji is now becoming angry, realizing he's been deceived about the true nature of his companion. Jinglin is now becoming angry, realizing he's been deceived about the true nature of his companion, who he realizes now is not human. Sangji makes it additionally clear that he has a sexual interest in Jinglin, which is so provocative that Jinglin, in his unstable condition after transcending, passes out in his arms. By the way, I want you carnally.
It's like, not only are you a dragon, you're gay.
Literally. Yeah, so not only does he pass out, but his spiritual energy is in turmoil. 6 hours later, Jinglin wakes up inside an abandoned house with his energy having been restabilized by Sangji, who promptly undoes all his work by scandalizing Jinglin and saying that he'll kiss him again. Now, to give Jinglin some agency here, he is a strong, independent cultivator who has a lot of options on hand. He doesn't know that Sangji is that much stronger than him, and he doesn't feel scared or trapped in this situation. In fact, aside from anger and confusion, he's mostly just overwhelmed and flustered through all of this. Even so, as the reader, I'm like, God damn, Sangji, give this poor boy a break! You're just bullying him at this point. It's not very romantic. But like the first time, there's more to the story. When Sangji comes onto him the second time, Jinglin's emotions are disrupted and he's suddenly sick to the point of throwing up. Sangji immediately transfers spiritual energy to him and helps him calm down until his nausea fades away. Something is very wrong with Jinglin, and Sangji has both tested his theory and confirmed it again at this point.
Okay.
The instances where he comes onto him very aggressively were with the ulterior motive of helping him.
Okay.
It has everything to do with Lord Yutian and his damn cultivation pills. Sangji is furious when he realizes that Jinglin has been tampered with, essentially, and he's ready to fucking kill Jinglin's dad. But now that his act of sudden aggression has served its purpose, he's back to treating Jinglin tenderly and gently, and he's back to subtly reminding him that only someone close to him could have poisoned him. It's like, hey, remember those pills I was talking about?
In the sea of bloods, straight up jorking it. And by it, haha, well, let's just say, Jinling's penis.
I put that in for you too.
That's wonderful.
Okay, Jinglin might be a little gullible, but Sangji has helped him and saved him and advised him well many times now. So when Sangji is serious and focused yet again after fucking with him multiple times, and he tells him to take off his clothes so that he can examine his body for some kind of spell, well, Jinglin does take him seriously and he takes his shirt off despite remaining embarrassed and wary about everything that's happened. What follows, as you can imagine, is an extremely homoerotic medical examination that probably did not require Sangji straddling him on the bed. And it should come as no surprise that somehow the general conversation topics of emotions and desires soon takes a different direction. Sangji gives him a very personal, descriptive, erotic sex ed talk, giving Jinglin a boner that Sangji proceeds to grab.
Oh my god.
Sangji then gives him a very thorough lesson in jorking it. Which I must say is strangely poetic, because in this volume we also got to see Jinglin teach Sangji how to jork it.
Right.
And you were asking, how does Jinglin know that?
Now we know.
Now we know how he knows.
Yep.
I don't know if he can remember how he knows, but he knows.
Mm-hmm. It's just something you don't forget.
It's just something you don't forget once you've learned. It's like riding a bike.
Straight up jorking it. It's just like riding a bike.
Anyways, you might be wondering how Jinglin feels about all this. I think the main thing is he's not emotionless as much as he's been taught to be. He's not immune to Sangji's dirty talk, and while he may be ashamed and mostly ignorant of pleasure, there is a sort of passive willingness to fuck around and find out. He's having a very educational time of all of this.
Yeah.
And he truly melts like putty in Sangji's enthusiastic hands during all this. Anyways, the conclusion of this handjob is that for some reason the spell Jinglin is under is activated by kisses but not more carnal acts. So once again, Sangji isn't acting purely from his... Sangji does have very intense romantic and sexual feelings for Jinglin, but that is not solely what's motivating him every time he does something fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Every time he comes onto him, every time he does something a little bit crazy, it's ultimately because something is wrong with Jinglin and they need to find out what it is.
Yeah.
Thankfully, what that is involves a lot of sexual curiosity, so we get to experience that. But yeah, okay, just the roller coaster of reading all of this is crazy. Because, again, Sangji goes from being, like, so gentle and caring for him, and then, like, doing something fucking crazy, and you're like, oh my gosh, I think you've really crossed the line this time. Nope, just kidding. He had valid cause. Okay, fine.
Right.
And Jinglin is fine every time, but it's crazy because to me, it perfectly toes the line of, like, dubcon, you know, where it's like you kind of get the tension and the suspense and the juiciness of it without it ever just feeling icky.
Yeah,
you know, because me personally, I like it to be a little bit enough nuances there where, again, there's plausible cause. That's just me personally. I like there to be some sort of higher reasoning behind the taking advantage of someone.
No, I feel like people who read this genre will understand what you mean.
Exactly. And, you know, and, like, everyone kind of has their different things. You can go, like, you can be, like, much further than me in one direction and still, like, find it entertaining and fun, and that's cool, too. It kind of, honestly, it's just, like, a book-by-book basis. And I feel like it's done really well here, where it's very shocking when you read it until you find out what's happening. And then it kind of, I don't know, you get to have your cake and eat it, too.
For me, as long as, like, the character that it's happening to is never, like, scared, it's usually fine, you know.
Well, Jinglin is right where he wants to be, and honestly right where he needs to be.
Jork and Peanuts, a conspiracy to drain children of their blood.
Back to the plot, I guess.
What the fuck?
So after that, they try to find a way out of the Sea of Blood, and they discover that in this decimated village that they're in, there are no bodies of children. They're all missing. Then they discover the ghost of a little boy who died in Huaishu, the first city they saved, and he's been following them this entire time. Hopefully not cognizant of everything that's been happening. He's been following them the entire time, hoping to find a ghost friend. His story is that right before the demons attacked and destroyed everything, many street urchins in his village were essentially rounded up under the pretense of job hunting for servants for a rich family, luring them in with the promise of a meal. One by one, the kids were led into a separate room and murdered, drained of blood. This confirms the theory that the man behind the Sea of Blood is being fed with child sacrifices specifically, and that not just demons are involved in this collection of blood. Then Shuren attacks them, because he's been corrupted by the Sea of Blood while all of this has been happening. Thankfully, he is quickly defeated once more, and this time Sangji removes the demons from him, which is quite the painful surgery, but he's going to take Shuren with him as a potentially useful clue in the future. Finally, they manage to find a way out of the Sea of Blood, and Sangji presses his luck one last time by throwing them both into a pool of water, testing out whether saving Jinglin counts as a kiss. It doesn't activate his curse, so that's good to know. It seems that their journey together is at its end, however, because Sangji bluntly lays out all of the facts to Jinglin. This Sea of Blood is someone hiding in your sack, it's even someone close enough to poison you, and regardless of your father's connection or lack thereof, he ultimately wants to create a new world order from this war in which he is the supreme ruler. That's what he cares about, and he's willing to sacrifice countless lives to solidify his power rather than efficiently fight the Sea of Blood. He's willing to use his sons to do it as well. And Jinglin isn't stupid. Hearing all of this, he understands the evidence behind these words, but he's also extremely distraught and vulnerable. But Sangji takes advantage of his unstable condition to insist over and over again that his son Gaga is the only one on his side, the only one he can trust, the only one who won't lie to him. Not his brothers, not his father, no one else but him. And to be fair, that does seem to be the truth. In his despair, Jinglin feels alone in the world except for this man, even though it also feels like his heart has been seized and taken captive. Sangji holds his face and covers his eyes and forehead with kisses. He nips his earlobes and sucks on his neck and promises to return for him in a fortnight, then disappears before Jinglin's eyes.
Wow.
It's like, on the one hand, it's giving, like, toxic grooming boyfriend, but on the other hand, it's like your saving, like your savior, your salvation, like this, like, crazy passionate romance that's life and death, and it's like, it's only you and him in, like, this world at war, and, like, you're both on the same side, and, like, through all of this, it's like, you're also kind of holding on to the thread that, like, aside from Sangji and Jinglin together, like, as individuals, what we know about the Dragon Emperor is what Jinglin knew about the Dragon Emperor as a separate entity, is that, like, they were kind of on the same side. Whether or not the Dragon Emperor is, like, a noble, good person doesn't really matter. It's he's this powerful entity that ultimately wants what Jinglin wants, which is to get rid of the Sea of Blood, which is going to save people and save the world and everything. So it's like, you're kind of like, you don't get the feeling that like, okay, there's going to be some sort of trickery and betrayal where they're not aligned in something huge. And
yeah.
you know, so you're kind of holding on to that as well.
That feel when you're grounded for opening your brother's coffin.
So Jinglin, after that crazy ride, returns to his sect only to learn that his brother Lan Hai has died of a mysterious illness and been hastily buried. The same illness has spread to half of the sect, seemingly a plague without a cure. Jinglin's brothers, except for Li Rong, are suspicious of the timing of Jinglin's unexplained absence, as well as his accelerated cultivation. Now that we've learned so much about Jinglin's family and the sect, it's quite ominous to be back in it and see how poorly he's treated despite his illustrious reputation, how much he does for everyone. Jinglin inquires with his father about the Academy for Orphan Children he recently established. Very suspicious now that there is a conspiracy to drain children of blood.
Yeah, that's so funny.
But he like, hey dad, how's the orphanage? But he's told that they're being kept in isolation for their own safety, you know, because of the plague and all.
Right.
Perfect time to secretly drain them of their blood, but we'll have to find that out later. He's also getting the runaround from everyone about the details surrounding Lin Hai's death, and he's barred from even seeing the body. Jinglin ends up fighting multiple brothers to investigate his body, further worsening his relationships with all of them. Jinglin even openly defies his father by ripping open the coffin in his presence, only to find the coffin empty. Whoever removed the body could only be someone within their own family. So now it's like, okay, kind of makes sense. Like, you weren't supposed to open the coffin. Is it because, like, your father knew the body wasn't there? And then it's like, why wasn't the body there? Who removed it and why? But ultimately, Jinglin is punished by being grounded, essentially, not only for opening the coffin, but for fighting all of his brothers.
Yeah.
Sentenced to reflect alone in his quarters for an indeterminate amount of time.
It's happening! It's happening! Oh, brother.
Thus, a fortnight passes before Jinglin sneaks out for his awaited appointment with Sangji. He waits for a long time beneath an umbrella, and just the fact that he waits in the rain with a warm feeling in his chest is significant in itself.
Aww.
Suddenly, a hand lifts his umbrella and Sangji is there, kissing him, out of breath and muddy from sneaking into the sect. It's kind of funny because it's like, you're the Dragon Emperor, but it's like you're slipping in the mud, like sneaking over the walls to meet up with your secret boyfriend. It's so juicy. So Sangji's there, kissing him. He's out of breath and muddy from sneaking into the sect, asking him whether he's well. It's just like so tender and sweet and innocent, you know? It's just like, oh my god, they're having this like secret relationship. It truly feels like a lover's tryst, reuniting with a passionate kiss, running hot even in the freezing rain.
Aww.
It was kind of hard to gauge Jinglin's feelings before, and perhaps that's because he himself is so unused to experiencing emotion that he's simply absorbing them from Sangji without being able to articulate his own. Which again is kind of juicy because there's a complete role reversal that we see in the present, where Sangji's the one with no understanding of human emotion, who's just absorbing them from his, you know, his surroundings and his relationship with Jinglin. And I feel like that's also what makes the extremes in their relationship work so well.
Yeah.
Is because we do know that whatever imbalance we're seeing now is completely reversed in the future. And there's probably a point that we haven't seen yet where it is perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Or maybe this whole story is about balancing everything in the future where they can be together. But it's just you get your cake in every possible way, and also you get to eat it. But now Jinglin is cupping Sangji's cheeks and replying in earnest to all of his questions, meeting his banter with reciprocation of his own, allowing Sangji to kiss him more deeply, still bashful and overwhelmed at times, but by no means denying his own part in their relationship. They are meeting right now in the wardroom arena, which is no coincidence, but rather the first time Sangji laid eyes on him, which is very romantic too.
Aww.
Me right now. After finding cover from the rain, they discussed Lin Hai's death. He cared for the herb garden from which the cultivation pills were made, so it seems he may have been silenced for discovering the poison in them.
Right.
But before his death, he wished to speak to Jinglin, writing his name on the palm of each of his brothers who came to visit. It seemed he could trust no one else with his dying message, but sought to at least alert Jinglin. Unfortunately, that kind of just made things worse to Jinglin because he didn't get to see him before he died, and now it just seems like, well, he wrote his name on all of our hands, so maybe Jinglin is the one who killed him? Like, everyone's kind of suspecting Jinglin's involvement in a negative way. But Anyways, business aside, Sungji has still not revealed his identity, but he does bring up the inverted scale on the Dragon Emperor, the single weakness on a creature of all-consuming power. And then he tells Jinglin that he is Sungji's inverted scale, synonymous with his life, that he will protect him with all his might, despite being his ultimate weakness.
Oh my
Or
god.
perhaps because he is his ultimate weakness.
You're my inverted sail, babe.
This may be deeply romantic as a sentiment, but they are not sweet nothings. Before their relationship began, Sungji met with the Buddha himself, and he received his wisdom. Since then, Sungji has understood that loving Jinglin is fated to lead to his destruction. This is what he learned. Even holding that a secret in his heart now, he professes his ardent feelings for Jinglin, the extent of his monstrous and wicked desire, the profound love behind his burning lust. Met with these impassioned words, Jinglin finally gives him an answer. Wordlessly, he gives Sungji a clumsy, determined kiss of his own.
Oh, that's so sweet.
This is some good fucking sauce, okay? Because, again, while we're witnessing this incredibly passionate, wildly imbalanced relationship, the knowledge that Sungji is going into this relationship, like, driven by his uncontrollable feelings of love and desire, knowing in the back of his mind that he has this kind of prophetic knowledge that Jinglin will be his destruction, or love will be his destruction.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking sweet. Like, going into this knowing that it will be your undoing.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tropes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tropes. And again, he's so sweet. Jinglin is like very much like on board with all of this, like accepting his feelings and figuring out his own and knowing what he wants.
Aw, volume 3.
They become passionately entangled, and that is how we reach the end of volume 2. The third and final volume is coming out in December of this year, and I'm already dying of suspense. I know that tragedy must be coming in this flashback arc, but I also want to see Sungji and Jinglin get a second chance at this passionate, all-consuming love in the present timeline. My fingers are crossed for a happy ending for them both.
Me too. Oh my god. I'm sure it will come.
Oh, it's so good, because now you're like thinking about where they are in the present, and you're like, what the fuck happened to Jinglin? And then you're like, okay, all of his memories are gone, but then you also kind of understand why he's like so cold and emotionless. It's kind of who he was before he met Sungji, you know? He might also be a shell of a human being without his memories. I don't know.
What if he has to kill Sanji or something?
I think so.
Damn.
Or, I don't... Or, well, actually... No, well, supposedly what happens is that Jinglin's brother kills Sungji, the Dragon Emperor, and at any rate, the Dragon Emperor dies, and Jinglin discovers this / maybe some other truth behind the conspiracy of who's involved with all these things we're starting to learn, and goes on a fucking crazy rampage, killing everyone he knows. You know, ultimately killing his father, fighting God, you know, like, so it's kind of like, it seems like you died, which means I have about 15 minutes before I'm also going to get myself killed. I'm going to, like, bring this whole world down with me, you know, get my revenge and then die to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
But neither of them got that chance either, so... Yeah, I don't know. It just seems very, very fateful.
But it's okay, he's back.
Yeah, they're both back in their fucked up little ways, and I hope that they could restore... I don't know. It's like Sungji's so different now that he's just a little fish, you know, who's learning human emotions. And I kind of want our domineering, all-powerful Sungji back as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Many thoughts, many feelings. I cannot wait for the third volume.
Well, thank you so much for another incredible book club. And if you guys would like to hang out with us and also help support the channel, be sure to click join down below and learn more about our YouTube membership. Every Friday at 7 p.m. PST, we do Danmei Game Night. Any membership tier can join, and we play games that have Danmei prompts in them, like Frantic Fanfic, where we all write stories together, or Gartic Phone, where we're drawing and guessing together. And it's a great way to help support our channel and be a part of an incredible community. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!